Big weekend, did you hear? Super Bowl Sunday. The big game is on Big Fox, and the pregame show is must-see TV. Bill O'Reilly talks with President Obama. You'll see that live, and then more in a tape segment on Monday night here on the channel. O'Reilly talked about that with Meghan last night.
There's an eye contact handshake.
But men tend to do like.
No, there's no grabbing.
No touching?
I'm not a grabber or a hugger, as you know. I don't grab or hug. There's a firm handshake.
Okay.
There's eye contact, and it's like a boxing match. When the two boxers go into the center of the ring,
yeah.
That's exactly the way it is when an alpha interviews an alpha.
Yeah.
It's a boxing match, okay? You look at him and you go, okay, the bell's going to ring.
It's on.
Let's go.
All right, O'Reilly interviewed the president last time before the big game 2011, one of the big topics that year. Guess what? It was Obamacare. So what do you expect this year? Why would the president agree to this? What does the White House get out of it? Joe Concha, political entertainment TV columnist for Mediaite.com. Joe, how are you, buddy?
Bill, living the dream.
Morning to you, right. When an alpha interviews an alpha, huh? As only O'Reilly could say it. How do you see it?
Well, I see this more not like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, but more like Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler, where you're going to have one person stalking and a guy like Sugar Ray, Obama, perhaps ducking and weaving because of, obviously, the poll numbers and not a lot of positive things to talk about right now.
In 2008, at the Republican convention, St. Paul, Minnesota, O'Reilly left the convention and went to Pennsylvania and sat down with Barack Obama. He'd been working for that interview for almost a year. I think what you found were two guys, as you describe it, very competent and very capable and, dare I say, very entertaining.
Yes, and there's a mutual respect there, too. Some people expect O'Reilly to come like a bull in a china shop, but he's going to show the president the type of respect that he deserves, given the office, given the audience. Remember, Bill's audience, and he's the top-rated news anchor, cable news anchor, it's about 3.5 million a night. In this case, he's going to get to 20 million people in the Super Bowl pregame show. The problem, I think, will be, I don't know about what your plans are, but mine will involve a party, may or may not be a keg there, and a lot of people talking. So at least the live version during a Super Bowl party or beforehand, I don't know if it's going to have the captive audience during the live party.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Keep going.
Right, but fortunately, there are things like YouTube and there are cable news networks the following day that will analyze it if something compelling is said, if Bill gets him to say something that he's never said before. So I think live, you're not going to hear the impact so much next day.
I see it a little differently. I see the crowd stopping their chatter when, like, a commercial comes on during the game.
True.
And this is the kind of thing that can stop the chatter. Why would the White House want this? What's the president get out of it?
Well, the number that keeps coming to mind that I keep hearing more and more is 6. 6 is the number of seats that the Republicans have to recapture or have to win in order to recapture the Senate. They're not going to lose the House. By all accounts, people see that not happening. President Obama does not want part of his legacy. Remember, when he came into office, he controlled the Senate. He controlled the House, obviously controlled the White House. Lost the House in 2010, at risk of losing the Senate in 2014. Doesn't want that on his resume. He's trying to get to a different audience, independents, some on the other side, the GOP side, and perhaps try to turn this whole thing around because the last couple of months, obviously, his poll numbers have gone to upper 40s to around 40, 39, and Obamacare has been the albatross that's been in the room.
You've done this a lot more recently in your own career, and you know there's a difference between a live segment and a tape segment.
Absolutely.
And the tape segment might be more revealing on Monday night when O'Reilly brings it back here and airs it here on the channel. He said to Meghan last night, the question he wants to know is, what did you do? What did you do on the website, healthcare.gov? What did you do on Obamacare? What have you done on the economy? What about Benghazi? These are all issues that could come up. But how you resolve any of them is dictated by the clock.
Right.
I'm guessing he does 10 minutes live, right?
12 minutes they're going to have live.
12 minutes live. Okay, give a few. I mean, 2 one way, 2 in the other direction. O'Reilly said last night he might be able to clear up 3 items.
Probably.
Only 3.
Right, because, again, the president, it's almost like he gets paid by the word sometimes. He likes to go on, particularly when it's an uncomfortable topic. He's not going to answer things directly sometimes. That seems to be a problem. The State of the Union speech was 65 minutes long. That's uninterrupted. So he does have the ability to talk. He does have the ability to bob and weave. So those 12 minutes are key. Bill's not going to be able to do 5 or 6 or 7 topics. The topics will probably be what as he calls it, the folks care about most. It's going to be Obamacare. That's That's number one. The economy would be number two. And then some third item that he's probably thinking about right now that could be a curveball.
He's not going to tell us, by the way.
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. That's called building anticipation.
That's right. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be terrific, and I'll love to see the exchange as we always do.
Who do you like in the game most important?
Everybody likes Denver. That can only mean one thing.
Seattle wins.
Seattle wins, right?
Going away. The high obviously shows my allegiance here in the game.
Good luck to your Broncos, Joe.
Well, thank you. 23-20 Broncos.
All right, okay. You're on the record.
Play it back.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Joe.